everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue, and I am back for another Love and Hip Hop Miami review, y'all. All right, let's get into it. So Trick showed up to the Bahamas. Okay, I told y'all last week that I knew he was going to, so he showed up. He said, I've been thinking and I had to show up for Trina. All right, so he done showed up for Trina, and Trina was so happy to see him. Y'all know Trina and her raspy laugh, y'all, okay? Trina's sister Laura also showed up the night before, so she's there. She and Trina are really, really close, and they are gonna have a little ceremony on the beach for their mom, and Trick will cook, and they'll have a party and a get together, and you know, they'll try to make this a good time instead of being focused on the sadness that everybody is feeling by Miss Vanessa being gone. So they go down to the beach. Joy starts it off first. Joy gets up there, and you know, she talks about how they really want to have this be a beautiful moment to celebrate Miss Vanessa's life and what she meant to everybody. She was really the glue, you know. Bobby was doing the most. Bobby was crying before they even got down to the beach. Oh my God. I'm not gonna make fun of him, but he was doing the absolute most. I'm not even gonna lie, okay? They all say such beautiful things about her while they're looking at this really beautiful picture of her. And Trick says, when I was coming up, me and my homeboys, all we knew is we all wanted a girl like Miss Vanessa. And that's all I got to say. You know, that's what Trick said about it. So that should let y'all know something, okay? And that Joy grew up, you know, behind Miss Vanessa, so she was a woman like her because she was influenced by her. And then Miss Vanessa was the one that hooked Trick and Joy up in the first place, so Bobby brought that up when he got out there and spoke. So it's just putting everybody in the mind frame of how influential Miss Vanessa was to all of their lives. And Trina and her sister go up there, and they, you know, look at the picture, and they look at her ashes, and you know, they kind of put their heads together. It's really sad. Even though Trina isn't, you know, outwardly crying or showing a lot of emotion, you can just tell that she's like really weighed down by the sadness. Like, it's on her and her sister. And I totally get it. As somebody that has lost a parent, it's just something that you will never get past. It just gets easier to deal with as time goes on. After they get back to the house, Joy talks to Trick about how when they was together before, he used to have more pride in his appearance, and he would do his little weights to try to look good, and he stopped caring. He stopped caring about his health. He stopped caring about how he looked, and that made it more difficult for Joy to be there for him. And it seems as if he thinks she just left, like she didn't care anymore, but really Joy did care. She was tired of seeing him run himself down and not take care of himself. He also treated her badly. He asked her, so you didn't think that I loved you, all the things I would do? I was always buying you stuff, and you know, that's how men think. They think if they've bought you things and they've given you a comfortable lifestyle, and that's all you need. But really, that's not it. Women need to be, you know, controlled up here. And I don't mean controlled, but I mean affected up here. We need you to, you know, for lack of a better term, get in our head. We need y'all to get in our emotions. We need y'all to care about that. Talk to us, be affectionate towards us. And you can tell that Trick is not that type of person, and unfortunately a lot of people aren't given that, so they don't know how to give it to other people. And after a while, you can tell that Joy required more than Trick knew how to give emotionally. And as you get older as a woman, I'm sure you start to realize what you want and feel like if the person you are with can't supply you with that, then I guess you need to move on. You know, and even though they're still married, and you can tell that Joy wants Trick to make the changes to get her back, she doesn't think he'll do it, because he's never really changed. He's always still done whatever the hell Trick wanted to do, regardless of how that might push away the people he loves and the people that love him. But the fact that Joy was getting all upset, you could tell she still loved Trick. I think she really still loves him, and I don't think I thought that at the beginning, but I think she loves him. But if he's not going to make the changes in order to make her happy, why waste her time trying to get back with him and going through the motions just for him to disappoint her all over again? You know what I'm saying? But he tells her that he's sorry if he never said it. He's sorry if he didn't let her know, but he definitely cares about her, and he always will care about her. That was him letting her know how serious his bond and his connection to her really is. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, ooh, y'all making me feel some type of way. And then at the end of the show, we see Trina bending down next to her bed and praying and talking about how hard this is for her. Y'all, it really broke my heart to watch Trina talk about how she has so many unanswered questions and how losing her mom has made her question her faith. And I'm like, girl, do not question your faith. This is the way it's supposed to be. I know you are upset that your mom is gone, but at the end of the day, that's the way it's supposed to happen. She was supposed to go before you, okay? And if it was the other way around, I think it would have been much worse. So I understand the pain, but it's the way life is. We bury our parents. We bury them. It's sad, but it's how it happens, you know? My mom used to always tell me that if it wasn't for me and my sister and my dad, she doesn't know how she would have went on after her mom and her dad died. Like, my grandparents died 4 years apart, and you know, she loved them. We all loved them. I come from a very close-knit, loving family, like all the ways around. You know, my aunts, my uncles, my grandmother, my grandfather, like, it's love. So when they died, it took a chunk out of us, for real. Katrina, like, a lot of things have been a hit to our entire family, but nothing like losing my grandmother and my grandfather in that short period of time. Like, it affected me even though I was so young. You know, it affected us all. But my mom just really talked about how having children helped her get through that, because she had to be strong for us. And Trina doesn't have any kids. You know, she has her career, but she doesn't have anybody to straighten up for. She doesn't have anybody to pull herself together for, really. And that makes me sad for her. You know, even though that, you know, I don't know if Trina ever wanted to have kids. You don't feel sad for somebody just because they ain't had no kids. But it sometimes it helps in situations like this, so that you don't question your life so much. You know what I'm saying? Just something that I thought about when she was talking, but I felt so bad for her. So y'all, ever since Sookie and Chameleon and Tip went to the radio station and had that conversation about their experiences with colorism in the industry, Sookie has decided to bring together all the brown girls, okay, and do like an empowerment event and have them come through so we can talk to one another and let, you know, all the girls know you're not alone out there, girl. Like, I'm dealing with that too. We all dealing with the same problem, so let's come together and uplift one another. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, Sookie, bitch, I'm here for it. Y'all, Sookie is very cute to me. I feel like she looks like a little doll. She looks like one of them little baby dolls, little porcelain baby dolls by the face, okay? Like, little cute stuff with them little cheeks. Amara hasn't spoken to MJ since the spa. They're giving each other space right now, but she really misses him. Her mom says she made the right decision by taking the time to get herself together and not worrying about him. At the end of the day, she needs somebody that is going to be supportive, somebody she can depend on. And I think the mom is coming from the same place with knowing what her life was like with Amara and the father not being involved like he was supposed to be. Don't you get with a man that is not going to financially be there for you, that is going to try and you know, basically live off of you. Don't do that. Amara says, the more I think about it, the more upset I get with Prima Donna for pulling that messy shit at our meeting. Amara says that she's going to Sookie's event, and we all know that Prima Donna's gonna be at Sookie's event, so this should be rather messy. I think Amara is trying to let y'all know she bout that life. I know y'all think I don't want the smoke, but bitch will handle and return all of the smoke. Afro and all, okay? Thick legs and all. Okay? I grew up in the hood too, bitch, okay? Just because I speak Spanish mean I don't think that you won't get these hands, okay? I will cha-cha-cha all over you. Y'all better leave Amara alone. So y'all, Briscoe was in the studio talking about how he love a Florida girl. I was like, all right, Briscoe, I love that. That was cute. I was here for that little song, all right? Y'all, Hood Brad was in the studio. Y'all, you can tell Hood Brad been crying. She came in there and she talking to Briscoe about how the spot tour went with, you know, Alvin, how terrible it was and how she's trying to recover from that. But then on top of that, she got this situation with Kenny and him not telling her that he was married. And she don't know if she want to give this nigga a second chance because her mind is telling her no. But her heart and her body is telling her yes. Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, look. Anyway, Briscoe says that he need to tell Kenny to go ahead down to Chanel. And she was like, but see, I ain't no materialistic ass bitch. You ain't gonna get me back with no Chanel. I can't forget how he kept that from me. He should have said that from the beginning of our relationship, talking about it wasn't important. You know what I'm saying? Kenny's crazy if he thinks him being married wasn't of importance. You are crazy. Okay, that makes me feel like you don't take marriage seriously. And how am I gonna have a future with somebody that doesn't take marriage seriously if that's what I want out of life ultimately? You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the things that she has to think about now. And taking him back just to give him a second chance, like, I don't know, because to me, that shows you that he's somebody that will not tell you shit, and that's a problem. Okay, because those are the type of people that think they not lying just because they omitting information. I'm not here for that, so I wouldn't really be able to trust him after that. If she wants to give it a second second shot with Kenny, by all means, because she said she was really feeling this nigga. I said, hood Brad, do what you gotta do, bitch, to be happy. But ultimately, keep that same mind about what your mama and your aunties and your sister and everybody that been through with these men when you give them second and third chances after they have proven to not be trustworthy. And Briscoe, what you going through with Cello is not the same thing. Okay, you know why? Because you not married to nobody else. You might have cheated on Cello, but you didn't lie to her about your marital status from the beginning of y'all relationship. She knew who you was. Okay, you may have cheated, but y'all started off knowing exactly who one another was. Okay, so I just kind of feel like that's different when y'all got kids and history and 20 some odd years together, and she is the side bitch and she ain't even know it. That's a different situation. Y'all, I'm sorry about my dog. She is just so annoying today. She just won't stop barking. So y'all, we get to Sookie's event. All right, all the ladies show up looking beautiful. We got brown balloons. It's a vibe. Okay, I think Sookie did a really great job. The place looked nice. Like, it really looked like a beautiful event. She said, bitch, we got wings. Okay, we got food, we got alcohol, we got mimosas, we got everything for y'all. Let's have a good time. Let's, uplift one another. Let's do it. All right, so they all kind of talk about their experiences as black women and what they've dealt with. Hood Brat's story was the saddest to me, because Hood Brat went through a point in time when she didn't want to be with a dark-skinned man because she didn't want to have children that came out dark-skinned, because she didn't want them to have to deal with what she feels she had to deal with coming up, which is being perceived as ugly or less attractive because you're brown skin, which really annoys me, because I really think that all the girls are beautiful in their own right. Like, every single one of them I think is beautiful in their own right, and they don't need to look any different than how they look. Okay, yes, maybe we could do better hair choices, better wig choices, better clothing choices, yeah, those types of things. But all in all, I think Chameleon, Tip, Amara, you know what I'm saying, Sookie, Hood Brat, I think all of them are beautiful girls, and I think that they need to feel and know that above everything. So I'm glad they had this event to talk to one another about how they all experience these times where they feel less than. Tip talks about making herself, seem hooder or blacker, or having kinkier hair just so everybody would recognize and respect that she was black, because to them she might have looked like she could have been something else. But no, Tip is just a light-skinned black girl. And Chameleon talks about her experience with just being a regular black girl with the space between her teeth and not a lot of ass. You're not fitting the status quo of what you're supposed to look like as a black girl, so you may not get all the attention that the big booty girls get. Amara talks about her experience being Latino and being black and growing up in an area with African Americans that made her feel like she didn't fit in there, and then growing up with the Latino people that felt like she was too black to fit in with them. So while she's speaking on her experience, Prima Donna asked, so what do you identify as? And she was just kind of like Amara was like really not responding to Pri when Pri was talking to her. And I felt like, Pri, what do you mean with does she identify as? She identifies as Afro-Latina, which is also black and speaks Spanish. What you don't understand about that, bitch? What you identify as? Okay, like, that worked on my nerves. You just explained to us what you are. Nobody's asking you what you would identify as. Why would she show up if she identified as anything other than a black girl that speak a damn Spanish? I don't understand what's wrong and why that's so hard for people to understand, which makes me feel like Prima Donna was saying that because she noticed that Amara was playing her dust. So now she want to say something to get a reaction because she wants Amara to actually interact so she can see if it's really, you know, beef or not. And Amara was ignoring her. So all the girls at the table like, wait a minute, what's going on right here, bitch? What's going on? Amara, this supposed to be about women's empowerment, bitch. What's going on? What is the problem? What is the issue? And ultimately, Prima Donna explains to them about how, oh, she just mad because she was complaining to me about her man, and I brought her the information on how he done the same thing to another girl, to one of his exes. And then Amara is like, well, if you want to put it out there, bitch, I guess we can put it out there. You, okay, should have never brought that girl around me without telling me about it. But Amara was trying to ignore Pri. She didn't want to have this conversation at Sookie's event. She didn't want to make it about that. So she was trying to ignore her, but they wasn't going to let it go, all right? And it was just kind of, you know, Prima Donna saying stuff, them speaking Spanish to one another, going back and forth. And at one point, I was dying laughing at Hood Brat because she was like, bitch, I'm about to go because I can't deal with this, okay? She can't deal with all this energy. And Sookie was like, girl, calm down. They ain't like us. They ain't gonna fight. Bitches just like to argue. Calm down. I was dying laughing. Oh my God, that was so funny. Everybody starts walking out at this point, and Prima Donna and Amara are talking to each other out like in the walkway out front of the restaurant that they were at. You can see all production people outside and everything. They got security standing right in between them, okay, because Prima Donna won't know what's going on. And you got a problem, bitch, say what the problem is. I'm like, girl, you know exactly what the problem is. But Amara says, okay, if you want to say something, I'll say, you shouldn't have never brought that girl to our meeting without talking to me about it first of all, okay? And you didn't do that, so that was flawed. Then she didn't want to bring it up at the table and ruin Sookie's event, but you want to make it a big deal and make us talk about it in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? So Amara is just over it. But Prima Donna is like, thank you. Like, oh, I'm glad that you just said it to me. I'm like, girl, shut up. Prima Donna worked on my nerves because I'm like, why are you even worried about it? You know that girl was bothered by what you did. You trying to act like it wasn't a big deal, and then you gonna make her bring it up at the table. You seem more bothered than Amara because Amara was willing to ignore your ass for the sake of the women's empowerment for the brown skin girls, okay? But Amara say, I don't fool with you, basically. Like, I thought we was gonna be cool, but after you did that, bitch, we ain't gonna be cool. We ain't gonna be friends. We are associates. And Prima Donna was like, well, I'm fine with that. You have a nice day. Well, bitch, you have a nice and productive day as well. Y'all, they was pressed, okay? Look. And lastly, y'all, we see Briscoe take his girl Cello and their son to see a house that he can't afford. Also, he can try to get her back. And I'm like, why do you think buying a big old expensive house that you can't afford is going to fix the years of cheating on her and you know, treating her bad? Like, come on now, Briscoe. And even though Cello explains to him that he does need to make other changes and he's gonna have to live by different rules and he's gonna have to prove to her that he can be faithful and he can be good to her and he can live by the rules that she's going to set going forward. If he can do all of that, then she's open to working their relationship out. So he grabbing on her booty and trying to kiss it. She like, get off me. But they cute, all right? We gonna see what goes down, you know. But I'm like, boy, you spending more money on a house than you got to get a girl back is dumb. Okay, y'all need to date. You need to be bringing that girl flowers, letting her know where you at all times of the day. Yeah, I'm out here at the store. You need something, I'm gonna bring you something back. Just be thoughtful, nigga. Be thoughtful. Okay, that's all. All right, be thoughtful, be there, and make her your #1 priority and stay your ass out them streets and off them drugs. Bottom line, be a father, real man. Yes, okay. Yeah, y'all, that was Love and Hip Hop Miami. I hope y'all enjoyed the review. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Stay your ass inside, wash your hands, and look for the videos. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm popping them out today. Love y'all.